everyone, and welcome to the Women CEO, the channel that educates and empowers women about the infinite intelligence within them to achieve success. I am your host, Nonkululeko Nkabinde, or Nonks for short. Every week, I am joined by a woman who's making a name for herself and whose journey resonates with the mission of the Women CEO. Today, I am joined by CEO and founder of Real Relations and Women's Upholdings, Tembi Bukula. Hi, Tembi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and how are you?
I am good. Please introduce yourself to the viewers.
I am Tembi Bukula. I am a mother of 3, and I run a virtual PA business called Real Relations, and I've also run a women empowerment organization called Women Upholdings.
Okay, and just to begin, I want to first find out more about Real Relations. A virtual PA space, why?
After 18 years of working experience for some of the big corporates and high-profile individuals like the Oppenheimer family, Mamun Tsikibiko, the General Bantu Romisa, and the Mandela family, I still wanted to be a PA, but I wanted to create, a space where I could still spend time with my kids. So I was looking at, do I take another career or do I create a lifestyle, move? And I started researching because I really enjoy coordinating people's life, and I found on the net that there's a growing trend in the US, in the Philippines, and also China, where you could actually be a PA, sit at home from a coffee shop and service business travelers, investors, professionals all over the world. And that's how I started my virtual PA business.
Wow, and how is it going now?
It's going very well. I am servicing in South Africa some of your high-profile media personalities. I service connection teams, investors that want to come to South Africa and invest, but they don't know where and how, so I will do the research from the booking of the private jets and traveling with them and setting up meetings with key influential people, because I'm a South African. I understand the business etiquette in South Africa, so it's very easy for me to connect them with the relevant people.
And how do you manage between, I'm going to ask more about Women Upholdings, but how do you manage between the two companies and the demands that they put on you?
I think it's about being organized, and I think being a PA, that is one of the best attributes you need to have, because there is nothing like being a superwoman and a supermom. You have to be organized, and what I've done, my kids understand that I'm a business woman, and we sit and we plan around the day. If I'm coming late and you sort of leave the chores and responsibilities, that this is what needs to happen. So you have a conversation with your kids, and they need to understand that there's a time where there's no TV, there's no playing, because mom has to be on the phone, or he has to Skype, or mom has to work. So you communicate around that. And I think for me, that is how it has worked. And I think my PA skills helped me in transitioning from mom, a businesswoman, and to still being a friend and a sister and an aunt.
And how did this journey begin, and what were some of your struggles that you encountered along the way?
You're black, you're female, so you fit in what the businesses are looking for, but you then not younger, you're not 35, so it means that you totally disqualified from the economic policies. You can't get funding because you're not young enough, but you're still black. I'm single, I'm a divorced mom. I have no security as in property where I can go to the bank and say, I have got a house. Can I put that against as a security for you to fund me? So you still face the same brick wall that you want to run a successful business, but the challenges are still there. And that is part of my journey. And I think as a mom and as a woman, and I wanted to look around and say, how many of these women in South Africa and probably in Africa that are facing the same challenge? And what do I do about it? And that was a desire for me to start the Women Up.
Wow, and for me, that's amazing. The fact that you realized that you had all these other things that were holding you back from getting funding, but yet you chose to turn that opportunity around and assist other women and start Women Up. And you have womenup.co.za, and then you have Women Up, your organization. So I just want you to just tell me what was so important. Why was that important to you to assist other women when in yourself you were facing struggles?
I have 18 years of working experience, and I have worked for some of the largest corporates and some of the high-profile individuals, but I still couldn't use the same networks in my business. And I'm looking at a young girl who's coming into the professional stream, whose goal maybe wants to start a business, but she does not have the networks, she does not have the experience. She could use my networks to get where she wants to be. There's a corporate executive woman, director, CEO who's comfortable at a job because it's paying the bills and she still has passive income, who wants to impart skills, or who say, I would want to partner with a woman who's already doing the business because I don't want to take the risk and then I would like to buy equity. And you put these women under one roof and you get what we call the meet and deal, and where women are basically meeting each other, they are conversing, they are having honest dialogues and say, this is where I struggle. And at the same time, we want the very same women that have succeeded to say, this is how I've made it. As women, we're honest with each other, but at the same time, can we deal, can we business transact? Because that is what will make us successful at the end of the day.
Please explain more about like Women Up Holdings and also is it a non-profit?
It's a private company.
Okay.
So what I've done, how it started, it's very funny because I was looking at, as women, we spend so much on hair, on the skincare, on the makeup. We have this consumer mindset, but we don't own. But I also looked, there are critical industries where the government keeps on counting, mining and energy, want more women and all of that. So I decided I'm gonna start a women organization that is gonna focus on those critical industries, where I would offer mentoring and advisory services, but I'll also go and seek for opportunities for these women. So our primary business focus is mining and energy, agriculture and property development. We link them up with business experts, people that have been in the industry, and these are women-owned organizations, and we then say, once you've come to this stage, here are the opportunities, how do you tap into the opportunities? And for 3 years, we've done just that, and we seem to have a knack to seek opportunities and be able to have women access them.
Would you say that collaboration has been your greatest key to success and continues to grow your business?
Without no doubt. The head of communications in Women Up runs her own business, Medium PR, and she's the head of communications. So she brings her business skills into Women Up in return for trade agreements or access to the Women Up networks. One of the stakeholder relations director, she runs her own business, has specialties in the petroleum and the pipeline, and she offers her networks so that we can tap into the networks, and all of us, we are called the Women Up organizing team for the conference, but they all run their businesses. And I think for me, that was always the key, that I want to work with other women. I want to bring other women with me, but how do I do it if I don't have the funds, if I don't have the office? But that trade agreement and barter agreements and collaborations seem to have been, what works for us, because we still want to grow and have an office and all of that. But I didn't want to stop the work and wait for me to get to a stage where I've got funding. I've done it without funding. I've run for the past 3 years a successful business that has made great strides, and it's possible.
And I wanted to just draw on something. It seems that creativity is at the source of everything that you do, because you speak of having lack of a lot of funds and all of these resources, but you seem to have found the courage to overcome a lot of obstacles that women tend to kind of have the barriers with. How did you find that courage? Because most people would be like, I'm a divorced mom of 3, I'm no longer into my career. How did you find that place, that inspiration? Where does it come from?
I think paying it forward is what drives me, that if you run or build a business and you bring other people, you will have a successful business. And I think that is my motto, that if you bring people in and you all working towards the same goal, and you get these people that support you. First of all, if people believe in your value, people believe in your dreams. And I've been very fortunate to have a team and that really, really, live and breathe women up. I recently acquired APA because I've been being a PA. It's not easy to have somebody doing your PA, so I've recently acquired a PA, and I think from day one the connection was there, and I told her this is my vision, this is where I want to go, and I'm mentoring her because she also wants to run her own business, and that is what I believe in. I believe in empowering women. I come from an empowered home, and I think for me it's emotional and more than being the business, because my mom wore pants when they were not allowed to wear pants. She rode a motorbike. She taught herself to drive, and she actually taught the rest of the women to drive. And we've been empowered, from home when we grew up, and we've been taught self-reliance, self-independence. So I think those characteristics and those attributes that I grew up with have now worked and turned into, a business, because Women Up is built on an emotional attachment from my upbringing, and also believing in empowerment because I've seen it firsthand with my own mother.
Is that the source behind the name, like Women Up? Because I was like, what is that, Women Up?
It means how do we rise up, how do we overcome, and how do we make it up? We have something in us that is a rare talent that no one can take away, but we need to take that and put it into our businesses and into our leadership, roles, because we have it in us to lead.
Is that for you what's important, and that's like the bigger vision for yourself, is that to continue building other young women?
The vision is to what we've called a Power 500, to create an effective network of 500 women across Africa, where either you're an executive person in a sitting somewhere, you want to impart skills, or you're a businesswoman who say, I want to get to a certain level. So you'll form this part of network where we will have women coming in at different levels, and they get to a certain stage where they go out. But what we've asked the members is that once you've been empowered, once you've gone through that stage, you go back to grassroots level and pick 1 or 2 women and take them through the same platform, so that the network will always continue. And that is my dream, and that will be translated to a magazine, to be Tembi in getting her shoes, sort of putting your Pem Golding to the next Pem Golding to the future Pem Golding, and that's what we're trying to do.
So at the heart of it, is that the philosophy that for as long as we assist you to rise up, always come back and bring the ladder down?
Yes, because that is how we're going to do it. So you don't go up alone, because it's not cool being the only black female, if you find a door open, why shut it for the next person to come in? You find it open, leave it ajar so that the next person can walk in.
Well, ladies, you heard it here first. Look out for Tembi, and more than anything, just realize that your circumstances don't define you, and that there's always opportunity in problems, and that you just have to look for it, research, and just put in the work. And that's the important bit. And that's us for the week. I'd like to thank Tembi for joining me. And you can subscribe below and find out more about the Women CEO, and there'll be more in the description box. And I look forward to seeing you the following week.